Wake up! And don't sleep on a bicycle.
Next. This is Eagles Morning Rise, where you get inspired,
Updated,
talk sports, and discuss topical national issues.
all served hot like coffee.
This is gonna be the best day of my life.
Eagles Morning Rise with
Hannah Shaw Prince. 6 a.m.
to 10 a.m. every weekday
on your number one radio experience. You can count on Eagles 102.3 FM.
Good morning to you. Thank you for staying with us on your radio experience. You can count on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. And now it's time for us to discuss the headlines as we see them. Interesting headlines you would find in the dailies today. We have them in. We have This Day, The Guardian, The Punch, as well as Daily Trust newspaper standing by. If we have the time, we'll look through all of them. But in the meantime, I love you to keep these numbers really close, because when I reel out the headlines, it will be time for you to jump in with your 2 cents to respond to any headline that tickles your interest. All right, I'll keep the numbers 09073530044. That is 09073530044 and 09087668888. 09087668888. You can send SMS and WhatsApp messages to 09097054450. 09097054450. Let's begin this morning's review with This Day newspaper. And by the way, my name is Ihanacho Prince. From This Day newspaper, big story on the front page of This Day. Buhari insists new cash policy will address insecurity and corruption. Buhari insists new cash policy will address insecurity and corruption. Emefiele appeals, beg your pardon. Emefiele appeals for support, meets bank executives, directs them to make old 200 naira available. Says temporary pain regrettable. Withdraw your suit against federal government. Katsina commissioner tells governors. And still there, Obaseki, Apex Bank, POS operators meet, strategize on cash disbursement across Edo. Obaseki, Apex Bank, POS operators meet, strategize on cash disbursement across Edo. Lagos, Bajabiamila, Rike faults disregard for Supreme Court order. Erifai counters president, urges Kaduna residents to continue using old notes. What do we call this? In the streets they say wahala, wahala. Confusion, and it's like Fiji House of Commotion. So the president gives an order. A governor says, don't obey, don't heed that. Spend whatever you want to spend. Keep spending the old naira notes. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Now, I'm hoping that those of you who said that your governors and your House of Reps rep members were fighting for you, I hope it's clear now that it was not you they were concerned about. I hope it makes sense to you now, because the question you would ask is, how much do you spend in a day? A bundle of 200 naira notes will be 20,000 naira. One bundle of 200 naira will be 20,000. If you need 100,000, you get 5 bundles. Right? So what's the problem? Why is that still going to be paying? Latest by next week, your 200 naira notes should be back in circulation. The 100 naira notes, also the new notes will still be there. So is it you now? Are you? Is this going to make any life any difficult for you? Now, another question I'd love to ask is, why is the Senate not fighting this? Why is it the Speaker of the House of Reps and his rep members that are seriously campaigning against this? Even when the president has said, look, I want to lessen the burden on that ordinary Nigerians, those who, I mean, how much do you have? Ordinary Nigerian, how much do you have? Is it now clear that those who are, campaigning against the Naira swap are not campaigning for you? They're not fighting for your interest. We hear, from an audio that a governor, it's been reported in the paper. So yeah, the Kano State governor, speaking in Hausa. For those of you who understand Hausa, you would understand what he was saying. Saying that the president now is fighting the same institution that brought him in. Why didn't he do it 7 years ago? Why now during the elections? Seems like he's bell bent on having the APC lose the elections. So how do you tie Naira swap to elections? People are supposed to go to the polls and just vote. Are they supposed to get money when they vote? No. In fact, vote buying is a crime. So why are we... it's just 7 days to the election. What do you need money for? I leave you. People would say, oh, it's to make people disgruntled against the APC. People have been disgruntled for several years. It's not now. People have been suffering. Nigerians have been suffering for as long as I can remember. It's not today. Why is it this suffering that's making you agitate? All the other sufferings that Nigerians have been suffering didn't bother you until it came to Naira. That you remember that Nigerians are suffering, or Nigerians are suffering. Well, I'll leave it before you say I said. Still there. How G5 governors, other PDP leaders stand on presidential choice. How G5 governors, other PDP leaders stand on presidential choice. Listen, so yesterday, Governor Tom officially declared support for Peter Obi. And before he did that, he got a court injunction, a restraining order, against the PDP from sanctioning him and disqualify, maybe trying to suspend him from the party. So would that order exist? Would they be going to court after he has won the election to deny him the position? We'll see what plays out this cycle of election. I just know that this is a turnaround for Nigeria. Somehow things are just going to turn around, because we've never seen these things before. Things would always get bad, in fact get worse before they become better. So whatever it is that plays out eventually is all for the good of this country. That's what I believe. Anyway, moving on. Otom, Mimiko, Duke, George, Ayim, back Obi, Wike, Fayoshe lean towards Tinubu, Ogwai now backing Atiku, Makinde, Ikbazu still undecided. Well, it feels like Makinde is pitching tent with Wike and Fayoshe, who are leaning towards Tinubu. So you see what's happening in the party. Really interesting times we're in. IG, police to deploy 310,973 personnel for general election. Above the masthead of this day newspaper, Naira scarcity. Channel your energy into voting out APC, Atiku tells Nigerians. Just at the top strip there, NNPC fixes March 21 to begin drilling of oil in Nasarawa. So this hasn't been talked about so much. And now there's oil in the north. This is something that should be another credit to the APC or the Buhari administration, right? Since now there's a difference between the APC administration and the Buhari administration, and there seems to be a dichotomy. There seems to be a difference. Some people have dissociated themselves from the Buhari administration while they're still members of the APC. So apparently there's the Buhari administration and there's the APC administration. That's probably what they want us to, to believe. So I'll leave that now. Bring you in if you want to respond to these headlines before we get to another paper. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Please put down the volume of your radio.
Yes, my name is GB.
GB, good to have you.
Yes, let me tell you, the issue of this morning, the president take an action for act of exigency. If the president had not made an announcement yesterday, the killing will have continued, the riot protest will have continued. But at the same time, his action is pronouncement is against the rule of law. It's against what the rule of law means. Every status quo remain until court decide, and that's not good for democracy.
Is it GB? I know you're one of those who have said Buhari should not. People shouldn't say Buhari should release Nnamdi Kanu after all he has done, even though the court had said he should be released.
What is the pronouncement of judiciary that we all know?
So there are certain pronouncements that we should obey and some we shouldn't obey. When the president and the presidency had disobeyed court orders in the past, were you in support of it, or did you not support it?
Whatever the president has pronounced is not good for democracy. Let's look at it that
That's
way.
Double standard, GB.
It's a matter of exigency to step down the rioting and protesting. This should have made the naira available according to the word judiciary pronounced.
Wow.
Now, let me tell you something. It's a great danger to us.
Oh, you have a few more minutes. I'll let you call back. But it seems to me like right now it's just double standards. 1 minute you're saying, "Oh, don't release, don't obey court order,"
Hello.
and another minute you say, "Oh, we should obey the courts now." Good morning, Abdullahi Mekano.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Thank you for your great job, sir, this morning.
Appreciate you.
So I don't want to say much about Nigeria, but if K is not a king, it will be a high time for the country to be disintegrated. Or, as some governors allegedly said, plot to hand over power to military or interim government. Anything can happen.
What's happening now? Why do we have dropped calls? What's happening? Hello, good morning. Okay, it's happening again. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Prince Ike.
Good morning, sir. How was the night?
Well, that was great.
You've added more energy in my emotional and psychological intellectual capacity. God bless you.
God bless you
anyway,
too. Thank you.
What is being downplayed in Nigerian politics, welcome development because, according to Martin Luther King Jr., he said that the ultimate moment of a man is not, where he stands in time of confidence and also charitability or comfortability. It is the ultimate, measure, moment where he stands in time of difficulty and tribulation and upturning. It is now that Rufai is saying that for past some years, Mr. President would have, done one thing or the other. Issue of this money. You see, there is something fishing in which they've not allowed us to know in this country. We have, can I say that we have APC government, we have government of President Buhari. They should not be just downplaying the intelligence of we many Nigerians. Money is very, very important. I get it. Money is the glory of the world. Is a word, I say, a rubricator, a rubricant of life. I get me. Look at how the masses are suffering. People are dying here and there because of lack of money. I get me. And this is election, presidential election, general election, that many Nigerians are supposed to be tested, coded with high sense of civility, with high sense of comfortability, with high sense of tranquility, with high sense of community, so that they can re-socialize, so that APC government supposed to what would have done, so that many Nigerians that have lose or lost their hope and confidence towards APC will now come back.
Okay.
I get me.
Okay.
There is something wrong in this country, sir, in which APC government and people, some certain region of this country, fail to tell where many Nigerians.
All right, Prince Ike, you want to wrap up now?
Yes,
Please.
I'm running off, sir.
Please.
Of course, any nation whose foundation laid out on mediocrity, Olga, what are you going to see? Is he not confusion here and there?
All right, thank you very much for calling.
Is he not a bigoted?
Thank you. Appreciate you calling in. Okay, so for me, it seems like they say he who must come to equity must come with clean hands. If the Suki was held against the court pronouncements, what's his name? El-Zazaki was held in detention against court orders. Nnamdi Kanu held against court orders. And when the presidency was raiding the houses of judges and justices, it was all good. It was not against the judiciary. Now, Naira has come and the president takes a stand. Is all now bad? The president is working against judiciary. It's not good for judiciary. It's not good for... Come on. Who are we fooling, man? Let's be honest to ourselves and tell the truth for once. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Prince.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
I want to compliment you this morning.
Appreciate you joining in.
For your wisdom you apply in this current situation going on. You have seen the level of our inability.
Sorry, I didn't get your name and your voice seems Moses. Okay, Moses, good.
I think you have seen the level of our inability to obey the law. The law should not even be enacted on the grassroots alone, but from the top. There is a presidential order. And look at Governor of Kaduna State saying that people should continue to use their own money. What are we saying? He is accusing the government not to obey the Apex Court. And look at him, presidential order, he couldn't obey it. What are we saying? And if somebody under his own domain, he passed a law, and any allied or any group from the state refuse to obey, he will take an action. Look at Kano State. Kano also ordered that people who refuse to receive or collect his own Naira note, their shop should be closed. What are we saying? I told you that I told you last week that there are many things that are going to be unveiled. These people are not fighting for the masses. They have their own selfish interest. What they are showing is a shallow behavior to claim that they are fighting for the masses. But I believe that things that is happening in this country, without this issue of obedience to the law, we are facing the crime. Because we are committed crime. When the Supreme Court pass law, there are people who will not obey the issue is there any other people who are above the law?
All right, Moses.
So my own advice is that until the grassroots and the top begin to obey the law, then the situation of this country will not come to a peace that we are still praying for to experience in life. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, good morning.
Hello, my friends. Good morning, sir. God bless you.
Good morning, Second B. Good to have you. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Well done, sir. Yes, this is King Hundu. I'm calling from Bogota this morning. Yes, my friends, a lot of things have happened on there. Many things, are still happening. And, we're in, interesting, times. And being a Nigerian at this time is not easy at all. It involves, patience, endurance, so many things. I want to say something to my prince. Is the president saying that he's above the law? Is he saying that he's more than the law of this land?
Yes, always. I
don't have
think that's
anything
not new.
against the policy. Eh?
Is this new?
Yes, because the Supreme Court has made
Is disobedience to court orders
pronouncement.
new in this administration? Is it new?
No, it's not new, but we have been complaining.
Okay, I don't think you
now
have been
that it's time
complaining.
for him to leave the office because yes, I've been complaining here
Okay.
that the court has said release now the canon he will not. Even the ECOWAS court say release him as a and they will not release him as a they will not release him. Based on the animosity they have, but one thing is that the president has claimed to be a converted Democrat. And what we are seeing, his statement is tyrannical. Because
please, take him be. Take him be. Don't put us in trouble. Please mind your statements. This is radio.
What do I say so, my prince? What do I say so? Because this issue, the Supreme Court has said the tax fiscal should be maintained. People should hello?
I can hear you.
Hello, my prince.
I can hear you.
People Nigeria should continue to use the old note and the new one concurrently, so that it will alleviate the suffering of people, because people are dying. People are dying and there is chaos. But you can see that the Supreme Court is yet to give a final judgment, and the president has made the broadcast ahead of the judgment. It means that he is not a true converted Democrat. And this is not good, because it is high time that our leaders start obeying the laws of the land.
Take it, can I ask you a question? Take it, listen. How much do you spend? How much do you spend in a day?
Yes, my friend.
How much do you spend in a day? How much do you spend in a week?
Sometimes I spend up to 500.
500.
I'm selling.
500,000 in a day.
Yes, I buy things and sell. Yes, sometimes I buy things and sell.
Okay.
I buy things and sell.
And you buy things in cash. 500,000 every day.
Yes, sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, my friend, because some people don't have no account.
I wanted to know your average.
And you must do business with them. So Nigerians don't have any account. And you must do business with them. You must be in cash.
Okay.
And there are some times that it requires you to go to the villages. And when you are going there, even the network for you to transfer is not there. Okay, look at now. If you want to make any transfer, it's difficult. There are some people that want to send money to me, for the past 4 days. They are not able to. They are complaining to me. The thing is not going. The thing is not going. So let us start obeying our codes, the laws of the land. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I like that most of you now just want to obey the courts. I mean, it's very funny how we can make U-turns. All of a sudden, we want to obey court orders. Wow, this is alien to a lot of people who follow this administration. Mayowa, good morning to you. Welcome.
Thank you. If you speak like this, my prince, then we should not regard you as a fourth member.
I hear you. Second step. I hear you.
Don't expect you. I've been saying it.
Why haven't you been lamenting the disobedience to court orders? No, Mayowa, let's talk.
Wait now.
Why haven't you been? I hear you. I agree. Let me hear you.
See, my prince.
I knew it was going to pain you. I know it was
one of the people that make me to call on this platform.
Yes.
Because I have known you before now.
Yes.
If politics is changing you, it's so sad for
politics
me.
is not changing me. I'm just speaking what it is. What's on ground.
Yes.
Been there for
I know where you are coming from. I know where you are coming from. You are honest, but I don't expect you, by the virtue of your position, to amplify this on radio.
Oh, so I shouldn't speak the truth. I shouldn't speak the truth.
Let me tell you. It's not the truth. Let me tell you. You talk about Nnamdi Kanu. Supreme Court has not given a statement about Nnamdi Kanu. Supreme Court is the last bus stop of justice.
So we have to wait till it's the Supreme Court that gives
Wait now. People appeal cases now. They appeal cases. If you give, if it's an inferior court give a judgment, you can appeal and say I'm not comfortable. Not only government, individual also, like Osun State government, as tribunal not giving a judgment, but the government say he has appealed. Is it not in office? See, we are talking about the highest court in the land. The case of Sasaki, the Supreme Court gave judgment that was refused. No, all the cases you have mentioned, Supreme Court has never made a pronouncement.
So
We are
this,
talking
so
about
this
the
particular
highest
case,
court.
this particular case went straight to the Supreme Court. It did not go through any of the
Yes,
lower courts.
because of the
Okay.
if you look at the way dispute between
So
states
if the
and
appeal
court-
court grants the order to release somebody, we should not respect it. That's what you're saying. If the High Court says
that is not
release
what I'm
somebody,
saying. You are not
because the appeal court we have to wait till the Supreme Court makes a pronouncement before we obey court orders. Really?
My friends, listen to me. I'm not
Come
saying
on,
so.
come on.
No,
Maiwa,
even if
Maiwa,
it is a
I
magistrate,
respect you so much. I respect your
See,
judgment,
if it-
but please be very, very
see,
honest.
I
with
agree
your-
with you. See, I
on-
told you,
on
just
radio.
listen to me. Even if it is a magistrate that court that gave an order, it should be obeyed.
Okay.
Whether the order is poor or is bad, it should be obeyed. No matter the way you see that order of court, whether it is given by magistrate court, from the individual to government to anywhere, it must be obeyed. If you don't obey it, you are promoting anarchy. And if you are not obeying any law, it must be that you have appealed it. You have made a particular judgment, because the space is there in Nigeria constitution that if you are dissatisfied with the pronouncement of a lower court, you appeal to higher court, and when you do that, you are not offended. Should be the same government, this Buhari government, was it not the same government that took Labour, ASU to court? And the government got a judgment from industrial court, and the Nigerians say this judgment must be obeyed. Some people are saying no, it should not be obeyed, but we say the right thing should be done. I'm not one of those people who support disobedience to the court order. No, we are operating a democracy in Nigeria. We must obey every court.
Okay, Maiwa.
On the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, go and check your tape. If I have not made a pronouncement that by not releasing him is an affront on judiciary, go and check the previous comment. I'm not one of those people who disregard law, because if we disregard law, we are promoting anarchy.
Okay.
We can never have a country that is good. See, everybody is saying now today that we should endure. It's the same thing they say about electricity. When they sold electricity, they said things will change within 2 years. Even this Buhari government, when it came, the fourth year, Nigerians were complaining things are not good. They said we should endure.
All right, Maiwa, I'll have to let you go now.
We should not promote. I agree. We should not promote lawlessness in a society.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
again.
Thank you.
I appreciate you calling in. Oh, Nigeria, Rishi, drama everywhere. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Elder Noja. Good to have you.
Good morning, my brother. I'm appealing to you. You should not allow somebody to continue talking that you don't know.
Elder Noja,
These people, they talk according to them what they don't
respond to the
understand.
headlines, please. Just respond to the
Yes,
headlines.
let me go directly. People say President disobey court order. That is Supreme Court instruction. It's not a ruling. It's not a judgment. And then let me tell Nigeria, criticize the president, that if there is well present, that small box where they give to him without a flag, there's an instruction in that box, and then there's a power in that box. They call something executive order. That executive order, the president of any country can give order, suspend some section of constitution, or suspend any order from court and this and this. Temporarily, so the peace to reign. For example, now somebody can go to court say you want to leave Nigeria, you want to separate from Nigeria, and the Supreme Court rule that you can go. The executive president of that country will stop that ruling, stop that judgment. The president has power to suspend any judgment temporarily for peace to reign in Nigeria, and then that's the executive order he used, and then that ruling from that is instruction from the Supreme Court. It's not a judgment. It remains for the other party to go to court and contest it that the federal government disobedient to that instruction. They say where you say, and they say where I say until the judgment ruling. And then somebody say no, I can't stay there. And then the president of the country has power. They call it executive order. So somebody should know part of
At the moment, the president hasn't executed any executive order. He hasn't invoked any executive order.
That instruction yesterday, that broadcast yesterday is an executive order.
Well,
I think yes, it's an executive order.
Pronouncement.
And then, hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Let me conclude that because people they are on the line.
Go ahead.
You see, let me tell you one thing. The killing in this country with their politics, which was good part. People talk what they don't know. The president said that you use that 200 naira note. You continue. because you have 500 naira, 1,000 naira, what bandits need in the bush, and they that's what a politician hide. They hide that money. The governor from north here, they hide a lot of money in the house. That's why they go to court. In the south, the governor, they have access to banks because most of them, they are owner of the bank. You don't disturb them. Those people who hide money, that's 500 naira, 1,000 naira, that the people gathering in the court. Head try now, it's supposed to be charged for case of treason. Because executive order have given yesterday, head try disobey it. That we don't have two countries. You have to be charged for killing. And try people they are killing in Kaduna have to do instead of head try to enjoy because of this thing. It go to court, continue challenging government. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank
you. I don't know about the executive order, but I know that the president has made pronouncements and made, authorized the CBN to go ahead with this. Now, like you mentioned, also it seems like we now have two countries where certain currencies are used in one country and then certain currencies are banned in the other. It's just interesting what we're seeing, the drama that's playing out. Governor saying, and now I don't know issues like the currency are not in the concurrent list. So governors have no power over what monies are to be spent. Can a governor decide to go and print money? Is it within the powers of the governor to decide what currency should be used in a country where his state is considered, or a nation where his state is considered a subnational? Now the subnational will decide what currency they're going to use. Does it make any sense? I'll leave you to join in with your 2 cents and discuss some more with us. Well, before then, we have, let's see headlines from the Guardian newspaper. Human Rights Community poll tips Tinubu to win presidential election. Human Rights Community poll tips Tinubu to win presidential election. Seems like good news for the Tinubu camp, and this is one of those polls that has, indicated that Tinubu may be winning the election. Naira swap. Don't postpone elections or bow to pressure. CSOs warn INEC. General elections, 3,980 arms, 2,358 ammunition mopped up, 404,106 personnel for deployment. 2023 elections, how ruling parties frustrate opposition campaigns in states' activities. Still there, street begging, Ololu empowers Somolu youth with skills. And EFCC rearranged 4 suspects for alleged purchase of forged bank notes. Those are some headlines from the Guardian newspaper. We'll be talking more. Keep your calls coming. I'd love to hear from you. It's Friday. We talk a lot more on Fridays. Hello, good morning. Right, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Okay. Excellent morning.
Excellent morning to you too.
The last shall become the first. And the only truth that will set you free. And the Bible also said, go battling, so that when it shall turn, it will still be called battling by the people. I like your interjection this morning. I was just listening. I didn't want to go, but I was just listening and saying, hey, everything that goes around has come around now. Some people that were hailing the president's fixed arm on the law are now criticizing it. And when Erufai in 2015 and 2019 was saying people will go back and body pass, they were there clapping. And they are the same people that say that the president is doing excellently well in everything. Why are they now shouting that the president is doing the reverse case? Is it a good country? Now, let me tell you, you can't be more Catholic than the Pope. You cited many cases, the Suki case, this Islamic lady case, I don't know the kind. But that your friend Mayo, the kind of case on you. That's the only thing he had. He said that's the type of country we are in.
Please, I would love you to respect other people's thoughts and just
okay.
focus
Thank you very
on
much. But you are also saying the truth.
Thank you.
Saying the truth. It's the only truth that will set us free. Hypocrisy is what kills people in Nigeria. If we want a country that is workable, let us put everything on the same level playing field. Not when it favors you, it's nothing. And when other people are suffering, you will be there shouting another thing. Now, is there a fight running another country in Nigeria? If you from other people's side now, they will say, look at this thing, go and arrest him, DSS, national intelligence. But now, it's not that it's a mistake, you. It's not this more than 3 times. The first case is the one that went to the court. Now again, after the president's speech, he made another speech. That was filled with dollars. Now, he's now blaming the president. And somebody is there, a governor, calling the president incompetent. And if he's ordinary man now, he'll be searching for the person. Anyway, we are watching what comes around, goes around. If you say that justice is not good, when it comes to your own case, carry it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well. We appreciate you. Okay. So the president, just look at this. It seems like we have 2 presidents in this case, because the President Muhammadu Buhari, made a nationwide broadcast on Thursday morning. Makes the pronouncements to say, look, the old 1,000 notes, 1,500 naira notes remain illegal. 200 naira notes should be recycled or recirculated. Now, the same day, later in the evening, on Thursday night, RFI makes a statewide address as the president of his state, and it said the notes remain legal tender until Supreme Court of Nigeria decides otherwise. And you get your bank alert smile.
It's up to you, what I can pray you say I do. Go tell your papa, say I need a gun for you. Taken and get the shop on a egadigo. Taken and get the shop on a ifadigo. Today, not today. And when I finish, you don't know, say no me. As you did a delay to book my loving, you must chop my money. Cause my bank alerts, my bagam, my checking on the bounce, my mansion on the bottom. Baby, take a look around. My bank alerts, my bagam, my checking on the bounce, my mansion on the bottom. Make you take a look around. It's up to you, what are the prayers say I do. Go tell your papa, say I need a gun for you. Taken and get the shop on a egadigo. Taken and get the shop on a ifadigo. Like play. The person we want your fuel on the bed to stay. Them say I the grace, say we can love with this. They don't know how I feel. Baby say something, make we do something. Yeah, let me hear you say I do. Baby say something, make we do something. Yeah, baby when I get you, cause my bank alerts, my bagam, my checking on the bounce, my mansion on the bottom. Baby take a look around. My bank alerts, my bagam, my checking on the bounce, my mansion on the bottom. Make you take a look around. Girl, it's up to you, what are the Kaije na nke bishop na ega digo iyo gogo Kaije na nke bishop na ifa digo Imano dirisi Imakwa oge mbido Imakwa efizinjiyo Imakwa odende mbido Cause my bank alerts na bagan My checking on the bounce My mansion on the bottom Baby take a look around My bank alerts na
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Join the Eagles 102.3 FM Secondary School Quiz Up Show and be the academic champions. Enroll your school with 2 students participating in mathematics, English and general knowledge. Registration is 20,000 naira only. And what's more, your school gets massive promotion as long as they remain in the competition. Entry closes on the 18th of March 2023. For payment details and inquiries, please call 090-9719-8377. Eagles 102.3 FM Squeezed Show. Building future champions today.
Eagles 102.3.
Okay, let's take your messages now. Some of you who sent in messages, but before I get to your messages, let's look at some headlines from Daily Trust newspaper. Naira redesign. Buhari out to truncate democracy, says Ganduje. That's a big story in Daily Trust. Boko Haram plans attack on Abuja Kaduna train, says DSS. Boko Haram plans attack on Abuja Kaduna train, says DSS. Now, the DSS is coming out to speak to Nigerians directly in case the powers that be are not listening. They're making it public. What do you make of this? What do you make of this situation? The DSS naturally is supposed to be secret police, right? And just writes letters and sends to the presidency and those who are supposed to take action and give orders. But it seems like because they haven't been obliged in the last couple of times, like we saw with the Kuje prison, where they had said they had written series of letters even to the National Assembly and no action was taken until the incident took place. The Department of State Services has uncovered a plan by the Boko Haram terrorists to attack the Abuja Kaduna train service in the coming days. Ministry of Transportation, in a letter to the Ministry of Defense obtained by Daily Trust on Thursday, said it had on February 1 received a letter from the DSS on the threat by Boko Haram terrorists to attack the Abuja Kaduna train services. The Transportation Ministry called on the Minister of Defense and other as a matter of urgency to convene a meeting of all relevant stakeholders to review the reported terror alert with a view to forestalling the planned attack. Okay, moving on, let's quickly look at more stories from Daily Trust. Brain drain, ghost doctors and the misfortune of healthcare in Nigeria. Still within the paper, as Buhari's broadcast ease tension in Nigeria of Naira scarcity. That's an article you want to read. Arifai dares Buhari, says all old notes remain legal tender in Kaduna. Arifai dares Buhari, says all old notes remain legal tender in Kaduna. So as they say, make everybody just do as they like, Abi. Everybody can now do what they want. And there's no law, there's no rule, there's no obedience anymore. Oh my God, did I just use the word? Allow Naira redesign work. Emefiele begs Nigerians. Allow Naira redesign work. Emefiele begs Nigerians. Okay, so Dr. Chinedu here says, Ihanacho, good morning. The thing is working. Thank God Buhari didn't capitulate. And his decision to release the back 200 naira old notes is the best decision he has ever taken to mitigate the effect of the sabotage by bank officials on the masses. After all, politician thieves don't steal 200 naira. God bless Nigeria. You go on to say the accidental public servant Arafai cannot give us orders. He is not our president and can't direct the nation. When lives were being wasted in Kaduna, he kept mute and even defended the bandits. I don't know about that, but you want to say, what's the interest about the Naira policy? We're fully behind the Naira policy. He should go and rest. Moving on, more messages here. There's a lot of them this morning. And Precious for Life says, good morning, my prince. In every given situation, what the ordinary Nigerian thinks about is business, business, business. I was shocked last night to know that there is a man moving around in my area collecting old notes from people with a fee of 20% and does transfer from his POS machine for exchange of the old notes. The idea is to go to CBN to make deposits. By doing so, he will be making profit. His focus is on taxi drivers and kiosk owners still having the old notes. Honestly, I don't know if I should praise or blame this act. We accuse our leaders of corruption when we follow our corrupt. When we, the followers, are corrupt in our own little way. Wow, what a time to be alive. Precious from Life Camp. Well, I think that man should be commended. I mean, taking initiative to get people to change their monies and help them. If they can't go to the CBN, at least he can go to the CBN and get their monies changed. Tochukwu says, those that gather together and made abomination king shall together gather themselves again together and remove it from the seat. APC governors at war with APC government, a tragedy of a nation. Thank you very much, Tochukwu. Udokama is here. Udokama, let's hear you quickly. What's happening now? I wish you the same. Hold on, Udokama. Let's fix this so that we can all hear you clearly. I think it's better now.
Ifanacho, good morning.
Good morning, Udokama.
How was your night? Ifanacho, happy
good.
Weekend.
I wish you the same.
You see, most of Nigeria are selfish. We are selfish that to the extent that whatever that is present to us, even when you affect others, we don't care. But in as much as we enjoy it, in as much as we are profitable by the decision. You see, the Mr. President now has become a bad one, serious one, even to the masses, because the decision he take now is affecting most of us. But all along, he has been a wonderful president who has been using his immunity to act. See, we need to be sincere with ourselves. I want to tell you, I have never been a fan of Buhari. I have never supported Buhari. I have never voted for Buhari. But the thing is this: is that yesterday pronouncement by Buhari, I welcome it so much. I am so glad. Anybody that is doing business up to 500,000 naira in a day, you have people that have access to account, that have account that receive transfer, that do business with a bank. When you are doing, you see, I am confused. I don't know what we want, but I know that decision of Buhari is actually against these politicians who pack our money. Can you imagine that up to 85% of our currency are not in circulation, are not in bank? The bank is somewhere, and somebody will come and tell me that Buhari is now working against them in such a way because they want to buy people's conscience. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Anthony Witness, let's hear you.
Hello, please. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Anthony Witness.
Good to have you.
I want to start by reminding us of a local saying that it is safer for a chicken to drag dead body of a dog than the dog dragging dead body of a chicken. Because if the latter is the case, they will say it's the dog that killed the chicken. But if the former is the case, you can hardly accuse the chicken. House of horror and commotion. You can see who is challenging the president and the presidency. El-Rufai and the Kano State governor. My question is, why is it APC that is crying over and over? Why is it APC? Other parties are not saying anything. It's like they have in mind, let this thing go on, so Nigeria will be okay. Why is it APC that is crying foul all over the place? It means they have something that is pinching them. They have something in their cupboard. The same APC, El-Rufai, supported the presidency when a lot of things were going on in this nation and nobody is saying anything. You remember, apart from the analysis you gave about Isaac and Nnamdi Kanu and the rest of them, remember that the Senate invited one former IG and he said he will not go unless the president who appointed him asked him to go. He refused to go. You remember that the Senate invited a custom officer, director. He said he will not go. Later he went and they told him to wear uniform. He said he will never wear uniform. And as we're speaking, he's still serving and he did not wear the uniform. And all these people kept quiet. All those activities that were going on that they're supposed to have spoken for. The scarcity of fuel, all these months now. Why did they not speak up since that time, challenge the president? So why are they crying foul now? So let it be. My prayer is that they should be able to release the 200 naira old and new, 15 naira, and that is it. It will go a long way to relieve people, because if it is suffering, people are suffering seriously. I myself, I cannot buy fuel when I'm supposed to buy, and he has received me seriously. But then, if it is to fight corruption, let us fight it once and for all. At least at this stage, it is okay. It is good to go for now. So they should stop crying foul. Have a good day. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Anthony Witness. More messages, and this one's from Innocent. Innocent says, "Good morning, Iheanacho. You have said it all. APC, with its adherents, is a party of double standards, but they are caught in their act. Why are they the only set of people opposing the CBN policy and the president's position? Something is not clear here. Are they confirming the allegation that APC operators and the governors looted their security votes and stashed them in underground vaults? I'm curious. When the people were suffering fuel crisis, the governors did not go to court to ask federal government and NNPC to resolve it because their people were suffering. When the bandits and kidnappers were ravaging Kaduna and Zamfara states, did their governors go to court to compel the federal government to protect the lives and rights of their people? When the herdsmen were preventing farmers from going into their farms, did any of the governors go to court against the herdsmen, including Mayet Allah, to stop the killing? It is their money they are now hysterical about. Even Wike Stone has gone low because they are all losing in this process. Arifai is not joking because Arifai is joking because nobody in Kaduna State will believe or nor follow his counter directives. He has exposed himself for his true defiant self. In summary, I think those upbeat against the president's directive must be investigated over their roles in the chaos in the country all these 7 years. Thanks, Innocent. Thank you very much for your message. And Okechukwu is here. Do we have the time to take Okechukwu's message? Let's do so. Good morning, Okechukwu.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Okechukwu.
Good to have you.
I've been telling you this thing. If the presidency cannot respect the rule of law, what do you expect in the country? Where a Supreme Court can give order, the presidency will say no. That's why you see Rufai is doing what he's doing. Because he knows that there's no rule of law again in the country. This country have no rule of law. Because we are in democracy. If you know you cannot respect the rule of law, why are you leading people? Because you made this law so that your citizen will understand that whatever you did will go to court. Can't you see what some people are saying? They are turning back now. That the president should obey the rule of law. But before court have been giving order, they should release this president. They refuse. You cannot leave a country with double standard. You cannot lead a country with double standard. This country is something else. Nobody ever said that they should continue using the money. Now we have two governments in this country. And nobody will do him anything. You go to Kano, they are using the old Naira note. You go to Kaduna, they are using the old Naira note. Nobody will go and arrest Rufai. Nobody will go and arrest Ganduje. Okay, this country now, wow. You see, this country have no rule of law anymore. And that is what we have been saying. Now people are turning back that the president is not respecting the law. But before they say the president is doing well, he has every right to disobey the law. You see, okay, what goes around turns around. When you see the truth, stand on the truth so that at the end it will not affect you. Now it's affecting both the people that voted APC, both the people that did not vote APC. Now it's affecting everybody. This one now no be APC issue, no be PDP, no be OBO. Now those people that are shouting APC, now all of us are facing the music. Thank God that everybody is seeing it. Glory be to God. Bye bye.
Thank you, Okechukwu. And now, parallel government loading. Who is Rufai to dare the president? Iheanacho, there's something about these governments that ordinary Nigerians don't know. The center cannot hold. Chinonso from Suleja, that's your message. And Comrade Ulobasi is here. You say, God bless your day. 100-fold, Iheanacho Prince. I am not in this world to live up to your expectations. Neither you're here to live up to mine. Peter Tosh of blessed memory. Some of the radio callers are now waking up from slumber to see that APC government headed by President Buhari has not been obeying court orders because of his pronouncements on the recirculation of the old 200 naira notes. The state governors that have been benefiting and enjoying the system are now singing discordant tunes because their selfish interests are now jeopardized or in jeopardy. Please let us remember that what's good for the goose is also good for the gander. The country belongs to every one of us, whether we like it or not. The animal farm mentality should be allowed to thrive in Nigeria, else we are doomed. It is well with Nigeria. Amen. Comrade Ulobasi there. And I'd love to close it now and say thank you to everyone who's been a part of the conversation. But then let's just abuse our minds from double standards. Let's stop it. Because I mean, look at the facts. In 2016 or so, or 2017, when the courts and the judiciary was being desecrated, some of you hailed the administration. Some of you, when Nigerians were being killed in their hundreds on a daily basis, some of you rose to the defense of the federal government. When people raise issues to say, oh, this administration promised to fight insecurity in 6 months, you came to the defense and you said, oh, they've been desecrated. People should stop saying that people were not being killed, or people were being killed. People were abducted from a train. Some Nigerians also defended it. Some of the Nigerians kept mute. Those who could not defend it kept quiet. They didn't say anything. The governors didn't go to court at that time. Please, let's be honest when we deal with ourselves, because what goes around comes around. Today, it's somebody else. There's an adage that says when somebody else's corpse is carried, it seems like they're carrying firewood. But when it's your relative or someone that you love that's in that casket, then you know that the loss of a human being feels different. I'll leave it there. As we go to the polls, make your decisions from an informed position. Think right, act right. Vote the best candidate for Nigeria, not one that is going to serve your interest or the interest of your people. Let the person serve the interest of Nigerians and protect Nigerians in their lives and their property. It's most important. Thank